Hey y'all, welcome back to our weekly news update. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, but hey, no better time than right now. We've got three hot stories today. We're gonna talk about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. We're gonna talk about Ezra Miller. We're gonna put some stuff in the hot seat. And then finally, after all these days, I'm finally gonna review Our Flag Means Death from HBO Max. So those two things are coming up first, but I wanna talk about Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, which Marvel just dropped this new spot. I don't know what the heck you want to call it, but it's called Dream. And basically what's going on here, we're just going to take a peek at this with no audio because we don't need Marvel coming after us. So we've got Stephen Strange here, good old Stephen Strange, who has been having this dream. Now, I guess we could take it piece by piece because it's quite interesting. So here we have him. Let me full screen that. Bam. So here we have him looking at, I haven't even had time to analyze this, by the way. This is kind of on the fly. It looks like a decrepit Sanctum Sanctorum. And he comes in and I don't even know what's going on here. It's kind of, I guess, abstract. Maybe we'll see another shot towards the end here. Maybe this is gonna lead to him coming up the stairs and meeting, I'm assuming this is Strange Supreme that we've gotten from What If? You remember, like, okay, so there's this episode where, and we see a little bit of Defo, this is Strange Supreme here. God, I love him. You remember what happened in that episode of What If was that Strange was stuck in this loop where no matter what happens, his girlfriend, Christine Palmer, doctor, was always gonna die, so he was just trying to find ways to save her. And so he basically consumed the powers of all of these dark beings until there was basically none left for him to consume. And then he became this monstrosity who shoots dragons out of his hand. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I've actually got the Funko Pop back there because I just love that. I thought that was a masterful episode, and it was quite sad at the same time. And so what we saw at the end of that episode was kind of like, I believe because of what Steven did in that episode, he kind of fractured, he collapsed like his reality, and so he was just kind of stuck in this little bubble, just him and the Watcher. And like, this is strike two for Stephen Strange, you know, making an oopsie in the universe. And I mean, might not even be strike two, it might be strike 100 for all we know, whatever Steven is up to. He likes to, you know, pretend that he's by the books, and then he just goes and F's everything up. So basically, you know, Multiverse of Madness is this, I guess you could say it is a kind of direct follow-up to No Way Home, as well as WandaVision, because then we have this, we'll get back to this in a second, then we have this parallel where where's our girl? There she is, Lizzie Olsen. You know, Scarlet Witch is having like supposed dreams about her children that she like literally conceived in her imagination in WandaVision. And clearly we know that these kids don't exist, but they maybe kind of do. We'll find out about that soon. I love her outfit, by the way. And so she has a nightmare, right? And her and Steven are gonna, I guess we kind of figure out like how much is she on Steven's side and how much is she just gonna kind of go berserk and be the villain, you know, of this whole movie, which I'm assuming she's in some way gonna be a villain. I know it seems like it might come down to her two boys and she's like gonna do whatever it takes to save them. And you know, for someone who read an entire plot leak of this movie, I'm acting like I don't know what's going on. I like legitimately don't. I read that weeks ago, so it doesn't even count. Like, I could say anything and it's gonna be pure speculation. There is no like truthful thought in my head. When this movie finally releases, it'll be a dream come true. The way Strange voice transitions to Wanda is just well edited. Okay, we've got a lot of stands in here. Let's go to Reddit. Vision as Wanda searches for their kids in the multiverse, but not him. Aww. I wonder why they edit Christine out of the doorway shot. Also the single tear. Yep, single tear. That's very sad. I'm 100% sure that Wanda is the main or at least second enemy in this movie. Okay, here we go. Sam Raimi truly has a knack for making main characters go on a darker path, get corrupted, such as Osborn, Octavius, Parker, Strange, and Maximoff. Yeah, you know, the only films that Sam Raimi. No, I'm just kidding. Bully Wanda and I'm not gonna read that one, but kudos. Can't tell the difference between my waking life and my dreams. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna get really, really freaky. Like, we've got, you know, Doctor Strange is gonna be arrested because of all the oopsies that he made, and then we've got, I keep trying to find all the different Stranges. We've got, no, that's him, that looks like he's in prison. We've got the Strange Supreme, it looks like, and then we've got a Zombie Strange. Where did that guy go? Yeah, that guy is pretty creepy too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on here. I wish I did. Oh, by the way, we've got Wong. And then the one thing that I feel like this movie has to shoehorn in is Mordo. Where did that guy go? Because I know, like, this was what? 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This was basically 6 years ago, the last time we saw Mordo. And he's just been kind of like, okay, just waiting to exact my revenge on Strange. There he is. He's like, you know, he's got a whole thing about using magic, and he's kind of like, yeah, this is messed up. I don't think, you know, everyone deserves this or whatever. It just seems kind of strange, and I know it's just because the whole pacing of the movie, or the timing of the MCU rather, but I'm like, Mordo, man, give it up. Listen, Doctor Strange helped save the entire universe from Thanos while you slept. Maybe he got snapped and he didn't realize what the heck happened, because I'm sure he would be a little more appreciative about that, but I'm like, I can't sit here and have, you know, Mordo logically think, I don't know, okay, there's the moral problem, because Doctor Strange, again, has just caused so many problems. Like, literally so many. That's why we have this movie. So, I don't know. It looks fun. It looks good. I can't wait to get it. Tickets are already out, by the way. Did you hear about this? Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness first day pre-sales, the best so far in 2022 for Fandango. Those just went on sale, like, literally, I think, yesterday. And yeah, literally yesterday, and it is doing pretty good. Hear about the first day pre-sale of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness are the best since Spider-Man No Way Home, which went on sale November 29th, but didn't topple them. The Batman opened 134 million this year, while Spidey No Way Home notched the best domestic opening during the pandemic and second best of all time with 260 million. The big O bucks. First movie to sell 1 trillion tickets, guys. Don't listen to the Morbius suite. There, God, those guys are cuckoo. Doctor Strange, first movie to sell 1 trillion tickets, guys, to the moon. But I actually didn't buy my tickets. I was like close, but I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing that day and that time. I probably should have just picked an evening spot, but I would have preferred to see the afternoon. So I think that's enough Doctor Strange for one. Let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comment. I think it's gonna be weird, trippy, fantastic, awesome. I love Doctor Strange, so I'm really looking forward to what they do next. Okay, up next, talking about someone who makes real life oopsies. Ezra Miller, oh my goodness. This guy, this dude, they are something else. So, just as a review before we dive into this, I don't even know what to say. Ezra Miller, they have been having some troubled behavior in the spotlight, and so I'm gonna switch to this timeline actually, because Yahoo kind of lays out what they've been up to. Basically, after the Oscars, if the Will Smith slap wasn't enough for your, you know, Hollywood dramatic taste buds, you all of a sudden get this report about Ezra Miller. And these were kind of back to back, as you see, March 27th and March 28th. Ezra Miller harassing people. It's not good. It's not a good look. So on March 27th, here's what went down. And as you can see from the Rolling Stones headline, this is not looking so hot for our dude. So on March 27th, the police department in Hawaii responded to reports of disorderly bar patron, who was later identified as Miller. The actor is alleged to have gotten agitated during karaoke rendition of Lady Gaga's A Star Is Born, Shallow. And he tried to grab a mic from one woman before lunging at a man playing darts. Okay, that's part one. Part two, Miller is arrested shortly after midnight and charged with disorderly conduct and harassment. They're released after paying $500 bail. Later that same day, the actor is escorted off another property after allegedly threatening a couple they were staying with. March 29th, that couple asked for a restraining order against Miller, who they accused of stealing a passport and wallet, among other personal belongings. On social media, some ask why Miller's arrest doesn't appear to be leading to the same career ramifications caused by Will Smith's Oscar outburst. We kind of had a twofer that weekend. And, like, I shouldn't be laughing. Like, luckily, they're not, exuding behavior that has been, it hasn't, and I try to say this lightly, it's like light but troubling harassment, like they haven't gone and, God forbid, blown up a building or something. I don't know, I don't want to say anything like that, but it's concerning, right? It's concerning because it leads you on this fence to where apparently Warner Brothers is over here having an emergency meeting about him. This was about them. So this is from Rolling Stone, and they say on March 30th, Warner Brothers and DC executives held an emergency impromptu meeting to discuss Ezra Miller's future with the CEO following the Flash's star recent arrest for disorderly conduct and harassment. This is interesting, by the way. According to a knowledgeable source, consensus in the room was to hit pause on any future projects involving Miller, including possible appearances in the DC extended universe. So yeah, basically we have this Flash movie coming out, which was supposed to come out this year, but now, as we kind of talked about previously, it's coming out day before my birthday, June 23rd, 2023. And they're like, look, what do we do with this dude? So one insider says Miller had frequent meltdowns during production last year on The Flash, while the insider stresses there was no yelling or violent outbursts. They described Miller as just losing it. Ezra would get a thought in their head and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Insider tells the Rolling Stone. And then they have some stuff, I guess, about what he said. And he's also in Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, which, oh, hey, by the way, I've got a wand. Fantastic Beasts, speaking of which, this is the Cedric Diggory wand, of course. Had to do it to him, but yeah, I haven't even seen Ezra Miller promoting Fantastic Beasts, which, to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of people promoting Fantastic Beasts. I saw an interview like on Jimmy Fallon with some Newt Scamander with Eddie Redmayne, but they clickbaited me because they put Robert Pattinson in the title, so I guess that still counts. It's still an interview, but I'm like, yeah, Warner Brothers has really they've been promoting, and I've been seeing a lot of the trailers on YouTube, but for the most part I haven't seen like any of the stars, like really haven't been excessively promoting it unless I've been sleeping under a rock. The movie comes out next weekend and it's already kind of showing in theater, so yeah. So anyway, back to our dear old friend Ezra Miller, who has just been, it's like they've been having a kind of history of being kind of unhinged, like back in 2011, which was over 10 years ago now. This seems kind of light, but Miller was passenger in a car, pulled over by police for a faulty rear brake light, and then the investigation observed that he had marijuana in his lab, and he was charged with drug possession. I mean, it's a small little thing. But this was the other one that was kind of concerning, was back in 2020, which was the first time that I was like, whoa, when Miller was captured on camera appearing to choke a woman in a bar in Reykjavik. In the clip, the actor is seen telling the woman, oh, you want to fight? That's what you want to do, before grabbing her throat and throwing her to the ground. Miller was then escorted out to the bar. No charges were filed. And And then in 2022, earlier this year, he had this whole thing about addressing the KKK. That one, sure, fine, you can say it, but it looks like he deleted it. So, yeah, I think it's time to stop. I think he needs to be, they need to be, put on timeout, because this is just absolutely, like, it's baffling to me, you know, to think that someone could get away with this troublesome behavior. And unfortunately, the downside is that there's a lot of people in Hollywood who have had this kind of behavior. And I mean, we've kind of seen Warner Brothers has been troubled as well, between Johnny Depp being in Fantastic Beasts, they replaced him, and then Amber Heard, who, as far as I'm concerned, is still Mara in the DCU. I don't think they've changed anything about that, but it just, you know, it just happens so frequently. But, you know, there's also no excuse. You can't just be like, oh, well, everyone, you know, is unhinged in Hollywood, so that gives me an excuse too. It's like, no. Being a decent human being, you know, is the bare minimum, people. It's the bare minimum. So, I mean, The Flash, the sad thing about it is the Flash movie looks kind of dope. There you go. Like, it's basically DC in the Multiverse of Madness. It looks like you've got the Flash, they're pulling up to like Wayne Manor, the OG one, or whatever's going on, and then it's like, it's not even really a Flash movie, it's just a chance to bring back Keaton Batman, because, I mean, again, DCU, as good as they are, as nice as they have been recently, they're still kind of like, but what if we, you know, pull all the Marvel stunts, and what if we go back down nostalgia road and all that? So, you know, it's, yeah, the Flash and the Multiverse of Madness. Someone said the plot is going to be about him going back in time to find someone else to play the Flash, which I'm like, yeah, it's, you know, this scene also looks dope. I'm not gonna lie. You've got Barry here, and Barry's about to pull off the throw and reveal the Batmobile, you know, the long one. So, yeah, this looks like strike 1, 2, and 3. I think after this, Warner Brothers has to say, we're either gonna find someone else, or, you know, no more Ezra Miller. I don't know, but I mean, I do know. I think it's time for them to press the pause button, and what do you know? There's a perfectly good Flash lying around. Grant Gustin. I always thought his name was Gustin Grant. I don't know why. From the CW shows. I personally, I mean, I don't think we should have Grant Gustin come back in this way. He's done enough as CW Flash, and I've seen a little bit of that, and I don't want to see any more. So I don't know how to solve this problem, but I do know that Ezra Miller needs to be out. Temporary, if not 100% completely. Okay, and well, on a lighter note, something that Warner Media has gotten so very right, which I told you all, I've been wanting to tell you about this for such a long time, is Our Flag Means Death, which is an HBO Max exclusive. It's got a wonderful cast. I mean, you've got Rhys Darby as the protagonist, Steve Bennett, you've got Taika Waititi as Blackbeard the pirate, and all these wonderful actors, including Hodor, for all those Game of Thrones fans out there. Yeah, he's in this. He has a good part in it. But gosh, how do I explain this series without going into too much detail? Essentially, and I might have to go into some spoilers towards the end here, but essentially you've got this wonderful, my computer is starting to slow down like 100%. It's been running for way too long. I'll just run the trailer, and you know, so this guy is Steve Bonnet here. He's an aristocrat, so to speak, and he has these aspirations of becoming a pirate. And his whole thing is that he wants to be a gentleman pirate. So instead of, he says, you know, I kill them with kindness instead of killing them, you know, with weapons and guns and stuff. And Leslie Jones is in this. There's so many other celebrity cameos in this. It's really funny. But it is, what had kind of taken me by surprise is that you grow so attached to Steed and his crew. Like, it really is a crew of misfits. There's Hodor, by the way. And when, let's just say, when Taika Waititi's Blackbeard finally appears in the series, the whole dynamic changes, right? Because you basically have this juxtaposition of one guy who's really kind of just, you know, it's kind of like SpongeBob. Thean is SpongeBob, okay? And then you have Blackbeard come along, who was the antithesis of him, where he's, you know, very masculine and hard and just wants destruction. But you realize that there's something else, you know, deep down inside him, and that creates a quite interesting dynamic between the two, because essentially they both have something that each other wants in many, many different ways. But it is just so funny. I mean, Taika's hilarious, Reese is hilarious. The crew, like I said, really grows on you, and it seems like kind of each episode they're able to because there's so many of them, it's like, okay, maybe 3 of these guys will take a back seat, and then 3 of them will kind of have their own time to shine and have their own story. But yeah, it is just so good. And they created a Twitter account because the fans online have just been eating this up. I've been eating it up. Now, here's a teensy weensy spoiler, because I kind of have to say it, you know, it's kind of been dubbed as like the gay pirate show, but you know, all the better. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but the fans have been loving it. I've been retweeting some wonderful fan art. Now this is very spoilery, so they've been retweeting, because I've been on Tumblr. So many people on Tumblr, by the way, on Twitter making fan art and Tumblr making fan art and just going behind the scenes. And the cast have been like so supportive about the show as well, especially our guy here who plays Izzy, kind of like Blackbeard's right-hand man, Con O'Neill, has just been, I'm sure I probably passed him, but he's been retweeting a lot of the fan art too, because they've just been so like, I don't know, I think they're kind of tickled to see the response from the show and to see that, you know, it's such a weird premise. Look at this cast, what a wonderful cast. They just look like they were having a bunch of fun. The problem is that there has not been an official announcement, spoilers, there has not been official announcement for season 2 yet. So Renew Our Flag Means Death has been trending on Twitter, and I think HBO Max like totally, definitely needs to get on this, because this show is so awesome. It's so funny. There's 10 episodes, and by the time the final episode ends, you're like, oh my gosh, I need more. I really need more. So that is my little review. Fan art has been so good. This community is amazing, and it feels like one of those Hallmark Tumblr shows for many reasons. But I'm looking forward to more, and I think it's only a matter of time before HBO Max renews this show, because it's just too good to be true. So those are our 3 stories. Lots of fun, interesting, life pondering things going on in the news. Hey folks, I'm going on vacation, so after next week we have a Sonic review scheduled for Monday. Wednesday I've got a video, just a little thank you coming up on Wednesday, and then as I told y'all earlier, the Moon Knight review will be late. I know, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be on vacation, I'm not gonna have time, but I'll still have you all in my heart thinking about you guys. And yeah, that's about it. Leave a comment about any of this. Be sure to give this a like. Let's see, who wants to watch my recap of Moon Knight episode 2 if you haven't already. That was so good. It's a great video if I do say so myself. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly updates, more DC Marvel updates. I gotta end this. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.